name's Lannie, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Chronicle of Three Bloodline by Tabitha Caplinger, and this is the first book in the Chronicle of Three series. This review is going to be non-spoiler, so if you haven't read the book, then you can watch the entire video if you would like. I was given a free copy of this book in exchange for my honest review, so thank you so much for Blue Ink Press and Tabitha Caplinger for giving it to me, and review time. Wait, no, summary first. This book follows Zoe, and her parents just died, so now she's living with her Aunt Claire, who is a pretty kick-butt character. But they move to this new town, and then when they get to this new town, Zoe finds out that she can see weird things going on, and a lot of it has to do with shadows. What's happening are there are these shadow demon people thingy majiggy monsters. Zoe finds out that she's actually part of an ancient bloodline who is supposed to help defeat and fight these ancient monster things, but then there's something that sets her apart from everyone else, and then you learn that if you read the book. That is pretty much what this book is about, and I give it about 3 stars. When I was reading this book, I found that it lacked a lot of depth, and a lot of the characters and the plot seemed underdeveloped and two-dimensional to me. At this very moment, I am not really for the whole Chosen One storyline or dystopian rebellion, and this isn't dystopian rebellion, but this is a healthy dosing of you are the Chosen One, and save the world. I kind of felt like we weren't given a lot of background throughout the entire book, and I wasn't really sure what was going on, and a lot of the questions I had asked were left unanswered, but this is the first book in a series, so that's understandable. I just wish that we kind of knew more about the past, because it kind of felt like Zoe just didn't even exist before she moved in with her aunt, because we weren't given much of her backstory, and I just don't really know much about the main character. We were given some backstory of the other characters, but it really wasn't gone into at all, and I think it would have been important if that had happened, because without us knowing these characters that well, they all kind of felt bland and the same, and there are some parts where they did have their own defining personality traits, but it felt forced at sometimes. And I didn't necessarily hate the characters, they weren't annoying. And in the context of the story and in relation to everyone else, none of the characters were really weak. And all of the characters did have a feel-good vibe going on. It was not a very dark book. The characters were very lighthearted, and they were always cracking jokes, which was appreciated because, you know, fighting demons, so it could be worse. And I guess the main character wasn't really weak, but she annoyed me because along with the Chosen One trope, it did kind of bug me how she did play the whole young, naive, new character who was able to slip into this world and kill demons even though it took you several years of practice. But the defining personality trait wasn't really her strength. It was more of her compassion and faith. The author of this book actually is a youth pastor, so she did talk about how sometimes you feel helpless, you're never alone, and then how God is always there. And I feel like that was actually the root and core of this book, but then she added in hunting demons. Can you tell it's a new day? But I had more that I wanted to say that I didn't get to say last time I filmed this, so take 2. Since this is the first book in a series, especially a paranormal series, the plot was kind of slow because it was introducing you to everything that was going on, even though it did, in my opinion, leave out a lot of details that I would have liked to know. But the way I think of it is this book is kind of like level 1 in a game. As the series continues, it'll go up in the levels. So right now, we're just dealing with a minor villain and just finding out how to use the controller, and then as it goes on, the plot will get bigger and bigger because it was introduced the entirety of what is going on here, but it wasn't really touched upon. It is a pretty thin novel, and I don't have it with me right now, but it's about this thick, and it's not very action-packed. The characters are learning how to fight, but there's no really intense magic, because this world does revolve around demons and angels, and then the Chosen One, so there are special abilities that we will go further into the series. So there was a hinting at different abilities, but I wouldn't really call it magic, and I don't really know what's gonna go on from there because you only have a hint of what it really is in this book. There was a small romance that was going on, and it was very cute and lighthearted because the characters really do have that feel-good girl boy next door vibe going on, even though they are hunting demons. So their relationship is there, nothing much else about it. But I do think that's everything that I wanted to say, so thank you so much for watching. Bye!